Merry Christmas and welcome to another weekly Weeb News. That's what we call it now. We talk about things that are happening in Japan, including this new Dragon Quest McDonald's ad that Miss Nerdigans has provided us with. And we'll open the show by taking a look at that. Now, I will warn you, this is Japanese, so prepare yourself for something of quality. You might not be used to that from McDonald's America.
マクドナルドにスライムが現れたかと思ったらクリマス、バーディー、ハンバーグラー、さらにメタルスライムまで
ハンバーグラー
マクドナルド限定伝説のスライムセット誕生応募しないと
Oh, they're like in the little isekai thing. That's cool.
Remember when we used to have commercials like this, cider from McDonald's?
Remember nice things. Right?
We used to
remember nice
like
things.
we used to literally have commercials like this from McDonald's USA in the 90s. And I think even the 80s kids, you can correct me if I'm wrong, you guys had
Oh, they
this
definitely
too.
had it. That was when they were doing like the claymation stuff.
God, like it's just crazy that you look at the lack of anyway McDonald's commercials that the USA Twitter account puts out, and then you look at like what Japan puts out here, and it's like, dude, we literally had this like 20 years ago.
Yeah, you could get like one of those gold, I don't know, embossed Pokemon cards from McDonald's. It would come in like the open up Pokeball. Remember that?
Oh, that was Burger King, I think.
Oh,
yeah, that was Burger
mind.
King.
Well, never mind. But yeah, no, this again, it doesn't surprise me that Japan gets the best stuff because they actually care about their consumers as opposed to addicting them to things. And it's like a Russian nesting doll. So you have your regular chrome slime and then your hamburgerla, buddy, grimace.
They love Grimace
and,
over there.
Of course. And the proper slime again. So
I think it's funny because like Grimace is really popular amongst like the New York Mets fans. And like when Grimace disappeared after like the Mets lost, I can't remember when specifically. Like I saw like the next day Grimace was like in a McDonald's Japan commercial. I'm like, oh my God, so that's where Grimace went. He went from New York to Japan like overnight.
I'm not surprised. I don't know about this one. This one's not for me, but if you guys are heavily into Dragon Quest and like the slimes, then this is probably the thing for you. So
you might have to import it. Well, you're gonna have to import it. Hopefully you don't have to do it via scalper prices.
There's always Sendico. Keep an eye out on Sendico.
God. There's also like I really hope that the scalpers don't ruin this for everyone. I really hope not. Because remember what happened with the Pokemon card promos.
Yep, piles and piles of children's kids meals strewn about every alleyway they could stuff them in. Yep. Oh well. We have an update about the anime Gachiakuta season 2, though.
Yeah, so for Gachiakuta season 2, that has been confirmed, and Gachiakuta is also getting a something that's a little bit different. It's getting a survival game adaptation. Finally, we're getting at least something other than like a gacha or an arena game. Like this is the first time in a minute we've gotten something like that, and I like that for Gachiakuta. Gachiakuta, like a survival based adventure game, like sounds so perfect. And the thing that does suck though about Gachiakuta's anime, it really pisses me off, and it's going to piss me off about this game too, is the CGI. I hate the CGI that's being used in Gachiakuta so freaking much, both the anime and this game. And it's only going to be on PS5, Xbox, and Switch 2, and Steam.
Oh.
It doesn't say Switch 2 yet. I think, or no, it's not on Switch 2. I'm getting it mixed up with Gachakame. I don't know why
Hold
I did.
on. It says
yeah, it's PS5, Xbox, and Steam.
Right, the PlayStation. It's now censoring your games.
Oh God.
Isn't that nice?
We'll get into more censorship stuff a little bit later when it comes to like to One Punch Man. Oh god,
So there was some fun stuff about this, though. You showed me
about
some
this
art here.
Yeah, so Hideyoshi, for those of you that don't know, is the graffiti artist of Gachiakuta, and he actually does the lettering on the volumes of the Gachiakuta manga, and he does basically like all the art outside of the actual character on the volume covers, and it's so cool. His art, if you go on his Twitter page and look at some of his art, it's just fantastic. But yeah, I really love it. I'm glad Hideyoshi's getting a lot more love. I'm so happy about that. I wish that Bones, something I even tweeted him too, I'm like, I really hope that Bones lets him draw like anime exclusive art, like graffiti art that they could put into the anime, because something that bothered me was that a lot of the walls for the buildings were very bare. And I felt like that's like, dude, why not just have it if you need
kind of
like
your thing,
graffiti
man.
art? Yeah, like that's part of the world is graffiti art. Why not have Hideyoshi puts graffiti like everywhere? Like what in the manga art? Why not have Hideyoshi like draw some exclusive art for you guys to put in there?
Maybe they didn't want to have to repeat it over and over again, like sell spots.
Maybe.
You know? That's my best guess. But speaking of skin features that piss people off, apparently the Gachiakuta live action is troubled.
The stage adaptation is so freaking stupid. So something that's been going on for a minute, besides diluting the meaning of racism and Nazi and pedophile, something that's been happening for, I want to say, the last decade, maybe, at least 5 years, probably last decade, is people have diluted the meaning of blackface. And people are saying what blackface is now is people that are straight up darkening their skin to cosplay or dress up as a black character, when that's not what blackface is. Blackface is when you are dressing up as a black character to make fun of black people. It's a racist caricature. This is not a racist caricature. And they're not even black. They're brown. That is not blackface. What Justin Trudeau did was straight up blackface. You have to be like dark black to do blackface. This isn't blackface. There's regular Japanese people that look like this.
Right.
It's like these people don't know that. These people believe that Japanese people don't tan. They all look like
they look like Jackie Chan to them. They don't understand that it's not Connie Chung and Jackie Chan running around everywhere. That Japanese people, Asian people might have some difference to them.
Well, like from what I understand, they did like use spray tan or something on them, but it's like that's something that's common in Japan. They do use spray tan. Gyarus use Gyarus darken their skin.
Yeah, I mean, so that's a whole subgenre of fashion over there that has absolutely nothing to do with race. I know.
Yeah, they're not trying to be black. Yet some black people believe that those said characters are black. But to be fair, Corvus and Semiyu are black, and they could have like done straight up blackface. They could have done that. But they're not doing that. They're being actually pretty respectful by not like straight up like having their skin as dark as the characters in the series. I think they found a happy medium. To be fair, they found a happy medium. But I liked what Arana said in response to all this. We'll get to that in a second. But I want to know what you think about this cider.
I really would not have noticed. You know. I've just seen so much of Asian media that my brain's not like, that's an Asian person pretending to be black. I don't see that. I don't recognize that at all. I've just seen so much of it that it's not, there's no way to, once you've observed enough of how these people are different from one another, that they're not all Jackie Chan and Connie Chung, that actually they're, different from each other and have different traits, you just stop like copy pasting our American culture onto them. It just, eventually it just breaks through where you're not expecting American things anymore. But to tourists, who knows, Uh,
I sent you the tweet that Arana sent that because she had to respond to this. And
now that would be the K Irana there.
Yes,
that's been deleted.
She deleted it.
Yeah, it says the page doesn't exist.
All right, let me give you the. I can't believe she fucking deleted this. All right, I have the tweet. Hold on. I can't believe she fucking deleted it. I told her not to do it too. All right, here. Let me give you the image here. It was so based. So based.
I remember all that too. The Gyaro girl setting off the tourists, but
here's
not
the
like
tweet
the
that,
actual. Yeah.
Here's the tweet that she deleted. It was so good because she basically went the fuck off on these people about race-based casting.
It's gonna take me a minute. I gotta move it around because I don't open things up in Slack. So it says the brown skin character in the stage adaptation. I had asked in advance if it could be performed by an African descended stage actor who could speak Japanese. I received a response that there are far too few African individuals in Japan who could speak Japanese and perform in a stage adaptation based on manga source material. I'm sure there are some if you look, but I assume they entrusted it to someone well-versed in acting and such. My personal interpretation behind the scenes. Even if there are plenty of people who can speak Japanese, I think performing an existing character on stage requires a different set of skills altogether. As for myself, I've never had any exposure to theater at all until now, so I don't know the details. However, these selected performers must be individuals who have diligently honored their craft up to this point, all while feeling the pressure and responsibility. For serious theater actors, characters with a clear image of being,
person, Japanese, American,
being a certain type of person only exist in the ninjaku family. But if there's a future where serious theater adaptations are done overseas, then I think at that time the ninjaku family could be performed by someone from a different country as well. Of course, we have no intention of insulting anyone, so if you're planning to attend, please enjoy the stage production by all means. I just don't I don't understand what they're trying to say here. Is that character supposed to be black? Is that what this is all supposed to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
The character's supposed to be black, but there's not enough. She's there's nothing. She's not running the stage production. She can't do anything about it. She has no say in it. And she straight up said, it's dude, even if there was a way, for them even if there was a black person available, I want the person who can portray the character the best.
I think she was right to delete it. This just walked all over and back and forth. That whole statement couldn't decide what it wanted to say about the issue other than please go see the show. And it would have been better just to say your opinions will matter when you have your own show and then leave it. It's what worked for Kojima. Not Kojima, the other guy. The other guy that got mad at everybody.
From what I saw in the comments from other black fans, they were they seemed fine with it. But then again, the people that are attacking her don't know what blackface is. That's the main thing. And I don't think she understands that, is that they don't know what blackface is. They're accusing this production of blackface when that is not blackface.
Oh. So this Kay
she is. Apparently she's a little bit more on the woker side of the spectrum. She's a little bit more progressive. She is. She's a little bit more progressive. The other one, the one I would say of the mangaka that I know that's the one I would consider really woke is the mangaka of Witch Hat Atelier. She is woke. She's definitely pretty woke. But Arana, I feel really, really bad for her. I do. I feel awful because it's dude, that is not blackface. They don't know. These people attacking them, from what I've seen, they don't know what blackface is. And I know, and to be fair, I'm going to say this too, because people are like, you're not black. How do you know? You don't know what blackface is. Look, I'm friends with, I know I'm pulling the friends with black people card, But like you're talking to someone that has actually worked for Tommy Sotomayor, who is a very prominent Black radio personality and have been a part of the Sotomayor Black community for a really long time. So I know, it's not like pulling the Black friend card. No, I know quite a few Black people, and also I'm not a fucking retard. I know what blackface is, and one of my my Black friends, if you go watch them, Maddie Rance, he talked about it a while ago. They've said that they're frustrated that people like this have diluted what the meaning of blackface is. A lot of Black people are really sick of it. It's kind of like Jews like me that are getting annoyed with people diluting what the meaning of Nazi is. Because there are actual neo-Nazis, they do exist, but when you call everyone under the sun a Nazi, it like dilutes the meaning of what an actual Nazi is.
Yeah, and it's just not going to stop, though. That's the thing. It's too easy to do this stuff. And to be honest with you, the way the U.S. defines blackface is when a person of not Blackness is pretending to be Black using makeup and stuff. This is why white girls was okay, but the inverse of that would never, ever be legal. And so that's kind of where this is what's happened is they've applied this American understanding of what it is. And that's what we define it as is, it doesn't have to be the obnoxious red lips sort of thing. It can be just someone pretending to be Black who is not. And that's what they're throwing at this. So when it comes to accusing this of being blackface in the United States, that would count. But in Japan, it doesn't because that's not how their culture functions.
But even here in the U.S., even here in the U.S., I'm sorry, this would not even qualify as blackface anyway. It's not.
I can't guarantee you that. That's an Asian woman who is pretending to be a Black woman, and I'm not.
But no,
I'm not 100% sure that that's legal.
What blackface is when a person of a lighter race, specifically a white person, is pretending to be darkens their skin. And is it playing a Black person as a racist caricature? Semiu and Corvus are not racist caricatures of Black people. If they were like racist caricatures of Black people, that would be a different story. But they're not racist caricatures of Black people.
Like I said, I can't 100% guarantee that it's legal here in the U.S., but in Japan they don't have this problem. So it's sort of like trying to yell at the Chinese that communism is wrong. It's not a thing that enters their mind because it's not a problem there. So do I see a problem with this in Japan? No, because I know the Japanese intent, but to racists who want to make an issue about this, sure, they're going to spot that from a mile off and be mad about it.
Oh, I agree with that too. So. I agree with this too. And I would say if this was in the US, I would say it's kind of a little bit more of a problem because unlike in Japan, there are plenty of Black actors that would be able to play this character. Fine. There's plenty available.
And she said that in her statement.
Yeah, she said that. She did. Yep. And there's been a lot of characters that, a lot of Japanese actors that have played Black characters, and there hasn't been that much of a fuss. And that's because, anime has gotten popular worldwide. That's the reason why.
It comes back to that sensitivity over the Black fans cosplaying characters that are not Black and then getting in trouble for it. It goes back to
that's so stupid. That's so stupid. And
this is where it comes from, though, is that they're thinking in their mind like, oh, we already don't have enough characters. Now you're taking this away from us. And that's where this hostile reaction is coming from.
I actually have something that I can confirm this. Like this was back in 2021 at Crunchyroll, virtual Crunchyroll Expo. There was a panel on race in anime. And one of the panelists was saying that that Japanese people view Americans as racially insecure. And God, it was true back then and it is true now more than ever. That's how Japanese view us, as racially insecure.
Well, Alpha Omega gets it right on the head here. He says she's about to get a hard lesson on why you just ignore the Twitter mob and Westerners in general and don't try to explain or reason with them. I mean, that's the best advice. I'm glad she took that message down, because that was, again, weeks from now, when that doesn't go the right way or it gets a bad review, that'll be thrown back in her face. So it's absolutely.
Gachiakuta does have fan service though. Like, I know that Bone censored some of it, but yeah, there is fan service in Gachiakuta manga. Oh, there totally is.
Gachiakuta is also massive with the hood weeb and tourist crowd because diversity and no. Oh yeah, you was mentioning
there is fan.
Not
service.
Enough fan service. Put it that way. So
like Amo is just pure fan service, and so is Rio. Like, yeah, there's fan service. It's just that Bones kind of censored it a little bit.
Welcome aboard, Dante. But like I said, she was right to delete that message. Really, the best message would be go see the stage show. Good luck with your stage show, and then be gone. Be done with it. Because this is only going to get used against her later on. This walk back and forth statement that you sent over. It's just there's 3 different statements inside of this one statement, and none of them are talking to each other. So it's just one of those things that you run into in this stuff, like what Alpha Omega was talking about, is that there's no reason to really engage with these people. They're really only here because of the hype. And that's what it is that like Toonami would have been these kids' absolute mecca, because this is how, like, we have this thing where when we were growing up, Nerdigans, everybody was watching the same thing.
Yeah.
Everybody who wanted to watch anime was watching Toonami and Animonday and wherever they could find it, but there was millions of people focused on that. Today, we don't have that. You might get a few million that know anything about your Netflix anime, okay? That's it. It's the end of the run. You're not going to meet any more people. And this, however, is a big deal. That's why they protect it. They go after it so hard, is because it is the one thing. They don't have Toonami. Had they been around for the Toonami era, it would have been war in the streets. War in the streets, Nerdigans, after every episode of Dragon Ball that wasn't done right. It didn't have the blood in it. When they finally brought Outlaw Star over after they took all the titties out of it, it would have been war in the streets. So thank God they weren't around for Toonami. It would have been awful. Man, I can't imagine when they first ran Cowboy Bebop on Toonami, how these guys would have reacted. Holy crap. God. They would have rioted over Faye's boobies.
Same with Yu Yu Hakusho for when Yusuke grabbed the trans demons balls.
Yep. There was a couple of cross-dressing demons in that one.
I said trans when I meant cross-dressing. You know what I mean.
It's the same difference these days. But
I know that's wrong. I meant cross-dressing.
The guys, but that joke was there, and then there was another one that Akira Toriyama was involved in, where a lady was stripping in front of one of his characters, and it wasn't a lady. He got mad and pulled his sword.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of that kind of humor over there and whatnot, and that's the kind of attitude to have about all this, though, is to live with what they think they deserve in all of it. But because they deserve less. Let's be honest, they deserve less. But people who went to Jump Festa
before we get to Jump Festa, I wanted to at least acknowledge Beastars real quick, because that was at the tail end of Jump Festa, because Beastars wasn't part of it. Beastars is a completely different publication, I believe. But yeah, Beastars finally got a release date. It is coming out in 2026. For sure. I think it's March 2026 specifically. And it looks really, really nice. I'm so happy to see that it is here. Yeah, it's at the top of the thing here. Yeah. It is coming out.
It's in March.
Yeah, it's March. That's what I thought. Yeah, March.
And there you go.
Yeah. And this is Studio Orange, of course. And unlike say, I know I'm being a complete asshole and picking on Bones a little bit, but unlike stuff that you see with Gachiakuta and Togen Anki and so far and so forth. Like, this is how you blend CGI, 2D and CGI. Like, you could tell that everything fits into the same world. Whereas, like, with, like, say, like Gachiakuta or Boku no Hero Academia final season or Togen Anki, like, you could tell that's not, or One Punch Man season 3, you could tell it's not blended because it sticks out like a freaking sore thumb. Well, I'll include Spy Family season 3 in that equation as well, because holy shit, that CGI is not blended very well either. It annoys the living daylights out of me.
Yeah, there's a lot of lighting technique here that matters when they're doing this stuff, and they seem to have pretty good control over it.
Yeah, Orange has really perfected it. Like, the only complaint I do have, but it's understandable why, there was just more texture in the fur, and I know they can do it because I've seen it done in Hoseki no Kuni. The only reason why they don't do it is because it's very expensive to do. Because what they do to get the texture in the fur is it's hand drawn over the CGI. That's how you do it, is you have hand drawn animation over the CGI. And Hoseki no Kuni, they were able to do it because it wasn't that much. They did it for, like, the grass. They did it for some of the texture in the fur in the creatures that you see. But because there's so much fur in Beastars, it would just cost way too much money.
Anime or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a furry anime. It would cost way too much money to do all that hand drawn animation over the CGI. So that's why they opted to do very minimal, if any, texture in there. So I'm glad I asked them that question. This was back at, which virtual? It was at a Studio Orange virtual anime expo panel. I asked them about that. But yeah, that's why you don't see, even though I would love it. I would love to have that texture there. That's why you don't see it, because it would have cost them way too much money. And I guess Beastars, even though it's Netflix, you would think Netflix would give them that budget. Especially now.
They're too busy buying Warner Brothers for $1 billion.
No, even before the Warner Brothers stuff. Like, you would think that, yeah, I know. No, I'm just saying before that. Like, this is like back in like in the 2020s, like early 2020. You would think that, especially since season 1 was a huge hit, they would have upped the budget a lot more so they could add the extra texture to it. But they never did, which really is just baffling. Don't you think so?
Maybe, but it's one of those things where they're gonna make their decision one way or another on it, and they decided to go with a cheaper route so they could make more episodes, rather than take a risk, do all that detail, and have it not do something good. So I think that's ultimately what drives that decision, is like, is it going to make us $1 billion to make the fur look real, or is it going to make us enough money to make another episode if we don't make the fur look real? So,
I think the other thing is too, and I just am thinking about too, is that they are putting more of the money into the movement than anything else.
Sure. I mean, like I said, the light was very well transferred between those 3D assets and their 2D background. So that's why it looks so nice, is they're actually communicating.
And that's probably very expensive to do within itself.
Yeah. I mean, Telltale managed to do it pretty okay. I mean, their thick lines are what the difference is here, is the Telltale games used very thick lines, but they seem to do it all right. That looked pretty genuine, but this does look very well blended. Like, if you blinked enough, you'd probably see that it was CGI, but if you're not really looking for it, you won't spot it.
But yeah, like, the Studio Orange is the best CGI anime studio in the business for a reason. No one does CGI like them. It's been like this since they launched, like, I think it's almost 10 years ago now, or at least 10 years ago now.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to be good at something, you better be the best.
Now let's get into Jump Festa.
There you go. So there was a rap that was played. We've got part of it because they didn't put the whole thing out for people who wasn't there. So here you go. Jump, 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 showman. Jump, 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 showman. Jump, 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 showman. Jump, 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 showman.
They showed that what they did with this rap is they showed this at the beginning of each day at Jump Festa, and it is so slamming. I loved it. Like everyone in the chat was loving it too. And they like what the each verse did was introduced like one of the series that they're trying to push. So like some of them that don't even have an anime. We're talking newer series like Manoichi, aka Ichi the Witch, Shinobi Godo, Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi. There was a verse for that one too. One Piece, of course, there is a verse for One Piece, and what was the other one? Jujutsu Kaisen had a verse, I believe, and My Hero Academia had one. It was so good, and the animation looked really nice too.
This Umeda cipher sounds an awful lot like R.I.P. Slime. I was having a minute there where I was like, hold on, they broke up. Like one of them's dead now, I think. How did that? I was freaking out for a minute there. I was like, R.I.P. Slime got back together? What's going on here? So they were pretty big in the early 2000s. They didn't come through too much, but a few people who were like betwixt both Japan and the US were making a ton of Naruto AMVs where Naruto was just like some jerk off in it. Like he wasn't the hero. He was just loafing around. And R.I.P. Slime's Gimme Some More was the song behind that. And that's how I kept finding, that's how I found them, was like watching these Naruto AMVs of like Naruto picking his nose while you've got the R.I.P. Slime guys in the background. Apparently they went on to become very popular in J-rap as like guys who like build up artists. So that's pretty cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were inspired by them.
We do have a comment about the Gachiakuta situation. So Dude Man says, I understand Gachiakuta stage play isn't supposed to be serious or anything, but holy shit, is that hard? Is that hard to find a black person that speaks Japanese fluently in Japan?
Well, do you realize how homogenous Japan is?
Well, I'm not even going to argue with you that there are people who do that, but as the creator of the entire story noted, what was going on with the stage play is that they couldn't find people who were both black, spoke the language fluently, and had had a history of character acting. And that is kind of hard to find. So
that's the thing too. This is my thing with race-based casting that's frustrating, and I don't like it. And this is a lot of animation, a lot of voice acting has suffered because of race-based casting. Is that when it comes to like animation, for example, you don't need to have someone of the same race voice a fictional character because they're not on screen. It's not live action. Now, in the case of Japan, in terms of a stage play, you need to have someone that, because this is a stage play, okay? Stage acting is very different compared to like, say, a voice acting or a movie. If you've ever been to the theater, you know this because there's no second chance. It's one shot. That's it. Because it's live acting.
Hibiki Gamer is not feeling well. He says he's got the flu. So yeah, I wish you a speedy recovery, friend. Sorry that's over Christmas for you. And just be real careful, man. Don't get yakking too hard there. It's a bad time of the year to lose your electrolytes. But there were a lot of things happening with the Jump Festa thing. And they're just, that was, where did those go? I only have the Gachiakuta stuff.
Oh, I have it in the, I have it in the replies. If you click replies on, under the Slack, it should be there. So
okay, yeah.
So one of the
busy in my throat.
So one of the ones that kind of surprised everybody was Haikyuu. This is one of the last announcements that came out for the night. Was Haikyuu's the final portions of the anime adaptation got their got announced, which is when it comes, sorry, we'll pop it up in a second, is the final portion of the manga pre-time skip is going to be in movie form for sure. It's going to get theatrical release. It's going to be versus Little Giants, and then post time skip is going to be a special anime. I'm guessing it's going to be, by special that means it's probably going to be a television format, and it's going to be titled Haikyuu Where the Monsters Go. And they're both going to be coming out in 2027. And this is Production IG that's doing this. I'm not happy that Haikyuu anime is getting this treatment. I'm still pissed off about the previous arc getting the theatrical treatment, because from what I heard, a lot of content was skipped from the dumpster, Clash of the Dumpster. A lot of it was skipped. A lot of really good content was skipped from it, and that needed a television format. This is not like Rize arc where it works in a movie format. Nah, this is one that needed a television format. So it's sad that this has to be the case, but yeah, it really, really, really sucks. But in the case of then the other thing that's coming from Haikyuu is there is a new spin-off manga coming based on the birds, the little birdie mascots. And that is titled, hold on a second. Is titled Sadade Hinagarasu. And Retsu is the mangaka that did the other Haikyuu spinoff that ended not too long ago. So yeah, so he's coming back, and Furadadi's going to be working on it with them. So I wish Furadadi would just freaking do these midquels that need to happen for Haikyuu, aka like the what was it? The second and third year Kurosano arcs, and also like some of the arcs that take place during the time skip. That's what I want, and I think a lot of Haikyuu fans want, but
too easy.
It's just, maybe this is a sign that they'll come eventually. I don't know.
I don't know either. So there was Kaiju number 8 stuff though.
Yes, so Kaiju number 8, the final portion of the anime adaptation got announced.
Shoot. Sorry.
It's all good. And there is going to be another like Hoshina's Day Off-esque kind of anime original content situation happening. It's titled Narumi's Weekdays. So there's that as well. And then of course the mangaka had comments as well. Like, I'm sad that the anime is coming to an end. The manga ended recently. I love Kaiju number 8. I covered it from start to finish on my channel, aka before the manga became big. But what it said here, dang it. It says
hello everyone. Yeah. Sorry, you want to do it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. It says hello everyone. I'm Matsumoto, the original author. Thank you so much to everyone who came to see Kaiju number 8's performance and all the performers. This year has been a very big one for Kaiju number 8 with the broadcast of the second season and the release of a game. Thanks to everyone's support, the original story I was writing was able to reach its final episode without any problems. You don't hear about that often. It's been a happy 5 years with the support of so many readers and the freedom to draw whatever I want. Excuse me. The manga serialization has ended, but Kafka and his friends continue to come alive and create new scenes as we discuss this and that, what to do, together with the anime and the game production team. I believe a sequel has been announced, but Kaiju number 8 as a work will continue for a long time. I myself intend to keep coming up with ideas while being careful not to get in the way. please look forward to seeing what Kafka and his friends do in the future.
I really hope that we get a Kaiju number 8 sequel, because there was so much that we didn't get to in the manga that I wanted to see. Because I wanted to see like the next villain from Kaiju number 8 being from space, because of, you know, number 10 coming from space. So I was hoping we were going to get that, but we might still.
Alpha Omega says it says my waifu Pharaoh's eye.
Yeah.
Is back.
Yep.
Oops. But so there you go. Kaiju number 8's back, and it's got more to tell. So, I mean, if you're into it, it's got more to give. And who wouldn't want that, right?
Mm-hmm. Then there's Akane-banashi, and if you have not read Akane-banashi, it is such a good series. It is about rakugo, which is a Japanese art form of storytelling. And it's crazy. I can't believe how hard this series has taken off in the West. I did not think a series about Japanese rakugo would take off like this, of all things. But yeah, it's an art of Japanese storytelling where it's just one person telling a story from I think it's the Edo era, if I remember correctly, and they're only using their body to do it, their voice and their body to tell this story. And the art for this, especially when we see the actual story unfolding that the Rakugoka is telling, is incredible. It's like classic Asian Japanese style art. So like you could so like it really immerses you into the story that's being told by the Rakugoka. And I can't wait to see it animated. If it's animated the way I'm picturing it, it'll be so gorgeous. And this is coming out this next year in April. So I'm looking forward to this one personally, especially since the art looks exactly like the manga, character design wise.
This is one of those unique things that the Japanese storytellers have kind of an edge on, is that they could take anything and make it interesting by adding the correct camera angles, the correct kind of drama, the correct kind of levity where it belongs. It just seems to be it's totally lost on American comic book creators. You know, this feeling of a lived-in world, I guess, where these people, you see the world as they do. It's kind of like that anime that was about making bread. You wouldn't think that would draw you in, but man, you make it to the last episode and you're like, did I just watch a whole anime about making bread?
Yeah, it's like the most random things. The most random things you wouldn't think would not be good.
And it's
make
the passion.
Fantastic series. Yeah, it's the creativity. I mean, hi Black-pilled Timon. But yeah, it's like the most eccentric Japanese series end up being the best ones.
You know, the Prince of Tennis, you wouldn't expect tennis to make a solid presentation, some exciting thing like Dragon Ball. But here we are, like, what, 15 years into it now?
I love New Prince of Tennis. It is so good. The manga, I think, is finally, the scan leaders are almost caught up with it. But yeah, I love it. Same with but before I forget, because you're mentioning it, Haikyuu is a great example of this.
Sure.
People normally wouldn't like volleyball, but like Haikyuu, the way Furadade not only draws it, but the writing with it is just fantastic. Same with baseball. Baseball's like Bungo's like a really good example of this. Like you normally people wouldn't read a series about middle school baseball. Well, some people might, but
I know that a lot of people aren't down for it, but we had the Build Divers and Build Fighters series for Gundam where they were quite literally making their Gunpla fight. You know, model builders having their wet dream come true where their custom models get to fight each other in a Gundam-like arena. Oh, yeah.
And then there's Konoha Tamare. That's about a club about the koto, which is a Japanese string instrument.
Timon, that was a different reason why they liked volleyball. I don't think it had much to do with the sport. I just think they had more to do with what they were doing with the sport.
In regards to Kono Ototamare, though, if you have not read that series, I really recommend it. It is one of the most beautiful works of art I have ever seen in my life. The way that the paneling is done, because the mangaka utilizes the entire page, and like you really feel like the emotions that the characters are feeling, like when there's a character, one of the characters going through like an intense like depression, like you can feel it. And like it's Kodo, so it's music. So like when they're playing a specific piece, like you could see, you don't even need to have the sound, you know, an actual sound. You can actually kind of like picture in your mind like what they're playing because of how it's being depicted on the page. It is just, it's an incredibly powerful series. Like, again, it's like the things that you would not expect to be good in terms of like a series, but they end up being the best series and most underrated series and niche series.
Well, and again, it's where you can feel the person creating it, and of course the talent behind it, their passion for what this is, and that helps because in Japan, Japanese culture is pretty uniform. You know,
yeah,
everybody experiences it pretty much the same way. Not that they all have the same thoughts, but they all come across this stuff pretty much the same way. So when this comes over to the West, that kind of passion is very addictive. I think it's really why Hamtaro was something that just went on and on forever. Like they were running Hamtaro for years on Toonami, not Toonami, but like in the anime block. And I really think it's just because it's passion. You got little hamsters making dumb little noises, getting into all sorts of misadventures and all this stuff. And in reality, you know, you're sitting there watching an anime about a hamster. And somehow you've made it through 200 episodes of this, you know? There's no action. There's no blood rivalry between two brothers. There's no isekai, though that would be funny. I don't know why they haven't made that yet, actually. That would be a pretty good video game. Hamtaro isekai. That would be hilarious. I'd love that. But they're all like people-sized when they isekai. They're not tiny hamsters. Oh my god. People-sized.
They're trying to do that with Hoppers over at Pixar. Let's be real. But it's not cute.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the big problem then. But yeah, that's why this stuff catches on over here. These very niche subjects catch on here is because usually that's where so much passion comes through. Your Gundam shows are going to have their passion. Your Dragon Ball episodes are going to have their passion. But these really niche things that are about the culture of Japan, like the raw culture, like nobody's rocking out there with a giant robot. Nobody's going out there with like super dragon powers and turning into a monster in front of everybody. That's not happening. This is just like one of those slice of lifestyle animes, even though it's, you know, exaggerated for presentation. It has that passion to it that connects to a piece of real world culture that over here in the West, we just don't have, particularly in the USA. I mean, if somebody wanted to make a manga about a monster truck driver, people would probably really enjoy that. They probably follow that pretty closely, but we just don't think about stories like that. The monster truck driver has to be driving a cursed transformer monster truck. And the monster truck driver has to be a reformed racist who's also a drug addict that beat his wife and his son is trans. And that's just, it can't just be like a guy drives a monster truck and he loves it. It can't be that. It's too easy. And that's why they kick our ass at this, is because it's a story about people that love what they do and they're doing it with love. And they just,
and also there's also the reason behind it. There's also the reason behind it. Akane became a rakugoka because of she wanted to become one because of her father. She loved watching her father like tell all these stories, and then she watched her father get expelled when he took when he was taking his Shinoichi test, and she is setting out to prove that her father's rakugoka, that Isho made a mistake of expelling her father. Like that's the whole thing. Like that's another thing a lot of these series have in common is that theme of family. Kono Otamare has it too.
And again, like we're looking at a shift in global media anyway, as like the youth market is shrinking, you know, below to where we was when we were kids. So The appeal to adults is kind of bringing through more of this heartfelt storytelling as opposed to here's your shonen hero, your 200th shonen hero. He's going to hit stuff even harder than the last guy hit it. And he's got 2 swords instead of 1 this time. And that's, once you kind of get beyond the excitement of young boy beats the ass off of demon character, this kind of stuff comes through though, because, we're not going to have these types of characters enshrined the way that they are in Japan. This type of performative theater you can get at your dinner table at Christmas dinner this year. Your grandpa is going to do all of this. He's going to have an invisible mug of beer when he tells you about that time he got drunk slapping around Vietnamese guys in Vietnam when he was supposed to be doing that, not like in a bar somewhere in Jersey. So, but that's, you're going to see like the invisible gun. You're going to see these guys telling the story like how it's communicated here, but we don't enshrine that as a very special activity because we've just abandoned the roots of our culture. You could kind of make the argument. Well, you could kind of make the argument that like how Akane looks at her father when she's telling these stories is kind of something similar. If you grew up like kind of similar to how I did, like that time before, going to bed, spending time with your parents, reading a story together. Like that's kind of how I saw it. The communal part of family.
Yes, that's the right word. The communal part.
And that's it. We don't really, again, it's another thing that's sort of left us by and large in our culture. There's many pockets, I'm sure, technicalities. There's thousands of people that practice this, I'm sure. But by and large, the culture itself just doesn't recognize this stuff as unique and special. You'll hear about it all the time. Your Italian, Jewish, French relatives, they talk with their hands. They're showing you that a plane is flying, the plane, woo, the plane, they're miming all of the movements to you that you see in this anime, but that over here, that's just weird European stuff, that they do to communicate. I do it because I'm Irish, so and everything else under the sun. But I'm every white person. I'm all the whites. Like what's her face there? I forgot her name already. Rey was all the Jedi. Yeah, I'm all the whites. But that's why over here, when we get these stories about this very niche stuff, it stands out to us because we relate to it. We go, oh, I have an uncle that does this weird miming thing when he talks too. He would be a hit over in Japan. And you think like, yes, I can relate to this media, this very niche story that's full of heart, that's full of culture, that is full of a love for that culture. And thus you become sort of romanticized over the idea of life in Japan and make a terrible mistake by moving there, expecting it to be like anime, and it's not. So many stories of people being like, what? Is there giant robots? What do you mean?
But
I came in with the giant robots.
But something that's cool in Akane-banashi is like later on, you see Akane go to France and to train a little bit more abroad. And at one of the the performances she does over there, you see behind her, there's a screen that translates what she's saying into French. So I don't know if they do it in Japan, but like if you go to like a Rakugoka performance in France, they have subtitles in France. So you know what they're talking about at a Rakugoka performance. I thought that was really cool. It shows you how much they value Japanese culture over in France.
Any culture, really. Yeah.
I mean, France is getting a Naruto amusement park.
Yep.
But yeah, one of the other big announcements from Jump Festa was, of course, Chainsaw Man. And also look at the Chainsaw Man panel. There was Chainsaw Man's Assassin arc anime that was confirmed. We don't know if for sure if it's a TV or movie theatrical anime, but based on what a lot of Japanese Twitter users were saying, because Oricon like kind of screwed up how they posted their tweet and like it had people speculating. A lot of Japanese Twitter users were saying, based on like the specific kanji character that was used, that it seems like it's going to be more leaning more towards the TV format, seasonal format. That's what it seems like.
Is that good?
I think that's a good thing. I think a lot of the arcs for Chainsaw Man I think it could work either way in a TV or movie format better than a lot of other series that they're putting in movie format, to be honest. I mean, we saw it with Rize. Rize worked fantastically as a movie. I mean, look how well it did in the box office.
Sure. I mean, again, we're Chainsaw Man, so I mean, if it's doing the episodic kind of storytelling, I guess that, you know, back to basics, back to normal. So
just hopefully it doesn't get censored either way. Like that's the only reason why I kind of think it might be better to go into a theatrical release is to avoid the censors.
I see the logic. I don't know what'll become of this because again, like it's controversial because people want it to be, not because it makes any sense that it's controversial. It's just gonna be that way because they want it to be, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I agree with Doom-man too. I agree it'd be better as a TV adaptation. But like at the same time, it's just like I think of like some of the stuff that's in there, and I'm like, yeah, it might be better for it as long as it's in a late night time slot. I think it'll be, and it's on like ATX. I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
But hell, even in the freaking late night slots, like series are still getting censored. So I don't even freaking know anymore. But as long as Tatsuya is the director, I have a lot of faith. As long as Tatsuya is the director.
So I'm not sure what Look Back was.
Oh, so Look Back is basically a Fujimoto one-shot, and it did get an anime movie adaptation. I think it was last year or 2 years ago, and now it's getting a live-action adaptation. And it looks really, really good. Like, some of Fujimoto's stuff works as a live-action. Like, Goodbye Eerie would work as a live-action, and obviously Look Back does, because they are very, like, down-to-earth, slice of life. Kind of series. Chainsaw Man, no. Chainsaw Man does not need a live action. Do not do a live action adaptation of Chainsaw Man Japan. Please just don't do that.
Well, they're gonna, but it won't be as bad as the American one, I assure you.
Oh my god. But it looks so beautiful, doesn't it? Like you have like let's talk about this compared to like an American live action adaptation. Look how colorful this is.
Yeah.
Compared to like an American version.
I can't help but notice that there's no like obnoxious bwom or some what is playing in the background here. Yeah, so it's some peaceful orchestral music as opposed to like some obnoxious 80s dance music, and the character is going to be, you know, floating upside down in water, screaming at the top of her lungs, you know.
No, it's just very nice and whimsical.
You could put this as a background for like your lo-fi tracks. You know, it looks like the girl studying for her lo-fi exams.
Yeah. It looks so nice.
Like this one threw me for a second. I thought she got hit by the train. I was waiting for the joke because I was like, wait a minute.
That's a scary movie. That's a scary movie joke waiting to happen.
Yeah, that's a Final Destination moment, you know, taking pictures of the train. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I made one of those Indian jokes on accident.
And something the director did say during his video message is that he did speak directly with Fujimoto. So,
well,
like,
good.
So
that's kind of important.
And like Fujimoto is kind of like Kojima in a way, where he loves his Hollywood movies and shit like that. So I know Fujimoto is probably living. He's probably loving this.
There's a message from him here too.
Yep. This is the director.
Oh, the director. Sorry.
藤本つきさんのルックバックの実写映画を撮影しております。撮影残りあと1日です。
So there's only one day left when they did this.
完成は2026年、2026年の公開になると思います。出来上がりましたらぜひ劇場でご覧いただければと思います。よろしくお願いします。ルックバックとの出会いはですね、新幹線で京都から帰ってきた品川駅で、ちょっとフラット本屋さんに入った時に平積みにされてまして、なんとなく表紙の絵に惹かれて
Not like you don't see those everywhere in
そ
Japan.
の晩一気に読みました。同じ、ジャンルは違いますけれども、漫画と映画と違いますけれども、同じ作り手としてもう背筋が伸びるというかですね、作り手の覚悟が伝わってくる。
This goes on for a while, and it's not that I don't think anybody wants to read all the subtitles, but you guys can go find this video on your own and check it out. But he's mainly just explaining that he, enjoyed what he found, worked very diligently to create the best representation of it in live action that he could.
Which is something that you really don't see from like American directors when they do these adaptations.
Well, they're all instructed not to do that. They're all instructed to go and make it their own thing. We've played that clip.
We've seen it like a lot.
I was not very steeped in the comics.
I didn't read any comics or do any research.
I wasn't familiar with the comics. I wasn't familiar with the movies.
We didn't lean into a whole lot of the history of the comic books.
Yeah, candidly, we were not enormous comic fans.
I wasn't super into superhero comics when I was a kid. I read a lot of like indie press stuff.
First thing I was told is don't read the comics.
Really?
As a creator, they put you in a bubble. They don't let you talk about any of the other projects, right?
They're up for anything.
We ultimately decided to redefine it for the series and thought that it worked better for the story that we're trying to tell.
Did you ever?
And that's how that went.
Compared to this, where like the Japanese directors that do these adaptations are inspired by the work. They know the work. They love the work.
Yeah, it's what brought him to the table, not a paycheck. Oh, well. We did get a preview for Sakamoto Days.
Yeah, so Sakamoto Day Season 2 is confirmed. And this, it has people really excited because people are like, oh my God, this looks better than Season 1, which it does. But I don't know. Unless I see, there hasn't been a reveal if there's a director change or not. If there's a director change, I'll be like, okay, I have faith in Season 2. If they pull a Chainsaw Man and put who was it? It was the character designer that worked on oh God, what was the series? I can't remember off the top of my head. If they replaced the director that was working on this was a rookie director for Sakamoto Day Season 1, similar to what was going on with Chainsaw Man. And they had a really veteran director working on the character designs. And it's just like a huge, what the hell? But if they change it, if they did a director change for Sakamoto Days, like they did with Chainsaw Man, we might have something here for Season 2.
Look, I mean, I'm getting distracted. Sorry. It looks
nice.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they got jealous of the live action. They were like, well, we got to make sure we're in our beans now. They're just going to make this into a live action show, boys. We better go all out. It looks like, again, it looks like they actually cared. What do you know? I mean, you could tell that's a 3D animated card, but it wasn't annoying.
It was, they had the Megalobox director doing the character designs and not directing. And they had a rookie director instead. And I remember when I saw that, I was just like looking at it like, what are you doing, TMS? That is just the weirdest thing. It was the same thing with Chainsaw Man. They had a rookie director directing Chainsaw Man instead of Tatsuya, who's the director of Black Clover, doing the action directing. I'm like, really? Yeah. Are you pouring all of your money into this? Their own money. There's no production committee on Chainsaw Man, which made it even more baffling at the time. You're pouring all your own money into this, and you're using a rookie and not Tatsuya? Like, it made no sense.
Dude Man says, I think the only good anime live action movie is like Speed Racer, which probably helps because Speed Racer is directed by the same people who did the Matrix movies.
I hope you're only saying American because Japanese live action adaptations are really, really good. There's really good ones.
I think that's America's more synonymous with it than Japan is, so I think that's what they mean there. And they could have different opinion about it too. But Speed Racer is one of the ones that sort of it decided that there was no way they could do a better story than the absurdity that was already present in the show, in the original show. So they decided they weren't going to try and screw that up. they went so crazy they went down and got a chimpanzee in order to complete the whole thing. Like, I would not have put Spritle and the chimp in the movie. Even when I go back and I watch it and I see that and I just cringe because it's like, oh, it would have been perfect without this 5-minute sequence of the child and the monkey screwing everything up at the Royalton factory. Ah, I know too much about this movie. I know too much about this movie.
Okay, good. Yeah, dude, man. Clarified.
Yeah, it's the American one. Yeah, well, again, I mean, don't expect that to change anytime soon, dude. Man, we're neck deep in bad anime adaptations over here in the West, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. It's like Nerdigan's over here scaring the bejesus out of me, sending me this trailer that opens up with the WB logo.
So
I'm
yes.
like, oh no, I'm having PTSD back to that Superman movie again.
Yeah. Surprisingly, Warner Brothers is the one that produces JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's David. It looks
Grill. I keep forgetting that about him.
Yeah, I know the grill. Like
to say all sorts of terribly horrible things.
Oh, about Poco Loco. Yeah,
Yep.
some people, a lot of people were happy to see. Surprisingly, Poco Loco does have a huge following. He does. A lot of people love Poco Loco.
I'm sorry, I just see all of the gripers just having a ball with this meme. Like, this is just wall to wall racism. Is all they're gonna do with it.
Strong again.
Yeah, make America Armstrong again. That's the shirt now. That's what we should be wearing to the gym.
Oh, and then you include Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist.
I didn't mean to click on that one. I was looking for the stop. I did not mean to go back to that. I did not.
No, Cider. It'd be Armstrong, and include Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist and
right,
Armstrong 2028.
Yeah, Valentine's the president. Senator Armstrong's the vice president, and then the Secretary of War is Charles Armstrong. I think that's his name. Or Alexander Armstrong, something like
Alexander.
that.
It's Alexander you're thinking of.
Alexander,
or it would be, or the sister, his dominant
both
sister.
of them. They'll trade off like a timeshare.
Yeah, like a timeshare.
But yeah, no. I got into Steel Ball Run through a music artist on YouTube who was making his own Steel Ball Run soundtrack back before AI could do all this. So I really fell in love with the concept of Steel Ball Run immediately because this guy made such beautiful music. Samuel Kim, if you're curious. I don't know if he's still doing it anymore, but he had a beautiful Gyro Zeppinelli theme song that's just gets stuck in my head all the time because it's so cowboy. It's just so brutally cowboy. You know, I love it. Dude, man, these are the fans of Nick Fuentes that take that very seriously and go about creating a lot of trouble on the internet. I have to be careful on YouTube because YouTube doesn't like mention of Mr. Fuentes too much. So I have to be careful about just what dirty deeds I go naming.
You are very lucky to have never have heard of these people.
I'm sure he has. He just hasn't had that name applied to him. These two things are not connected yet.
I love this lighting. I love this lighting here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this lighting is so sick.
Yep. Well, again, I mean, like the JoJo shows have always been very good with their color contrast. I think Stone Ocean was the one that was probably the most flat with their color.
Oh yeah, I agree with that one. That's what I think. Stone Ocean is the one where I think that's when some of the that was when some of the animators from David Productions left, if I remember correctly. You guys could correct me.
But I think COVID also kicked its ass too.
Yeah, I think that as well.
I think it came out. When did Stone Ocean come out? Yeah, it was 21. Yeah, so COVID kicked its ass. That's probably why it looks so flat.
It's probably a comment because for those of you that don't know, when during COVID, animators were working remotely, and from what I understand is that working remotely like really affected them like mentally as well as physically. Because with in the anime industry, animators when it's kind of like with manga and manga assistants, is that it was like a family there. They learn from each other. You know, this juniors are learning from their seniors. It's a bonding thing, and you know, working remotely, you lose that human element. There's the wording I was looking for. Yeah, you lose the human element of not being physically there in the room with your senpai. The kohais lose that that connection and that bonding and the learning elements and shit like that. So it's just it definitely did affect JoJo, sadly, with Stone Ocean. But yeah, Steel Ball Run looks really nice. I still think there are some of the detailings, and let's be real, a lot of the, I think even the past JoJo animes didn't have like all the detailings of that Araki puts in the manga, and he does have a lot of it. But the thing
there's only a few. There's only a few parts of it that do. A lot of it is pretty like, you know, got to get it out the door. It's not JC staff rushed, but it is pretty, you know, we got to get it out the door. So.
But the thing is that JoJo, and this is what matters to me the most when it comes to JoJo, is JoJo is all about exaggeration in terms of the movement specifically. If it is stiff, then it is not JoJo.
So far, I mean, the trailer looks pretty fantastic.
Oh, the other thing we don't know is if this is going to be able to stream it.
Yeah, well, again, we'll have to wait and find out what their strategy is about releasing it. But as of right now, it'll be out in March. You'll see the 47-minute episode come out in March on Netflix. So hopefully between your WWE and your final season of Stranger Things, final season when they're all like 70 years old, right?
And then we got Jujutsu Kaisen, where we got to see, oh my God, season 3's trailer has not had the best.
I hate to interrupt this, but
yeah,
when he did this with all I could hear was, hold on, we'll get back to it here where he's got the back scratcher. All I could hear is back scratcher from Peter Griffin.
You need butt scratcher?
Oh yeah, butt scratcher. It's all I hear is the Peter Griffin meme. Again, I think we're sort of analyzing how the studio interprets this stuff a little differently than how the manga does. With the manga, they're afforded the luxury of making everything look as dramatic as possible. With the anime, they have to hold people's attention. And so the color has to be more dynamic in order to do that. Because if you're running around, remember what happened with Witch Hunter Robin? Everything was gray. It was just gray all the time. Didn't matter what color you were wearing. It was just so damn dark. Everybody was wearing almond, whatever his name was. It was like that gray on gray color. It was awful. Even Robin's red was like brown in most of that show. It was awful.
But like I'm saying, but with Jujutsu Kaisen, like when I look at it, I kind of like, I will say this. Takamani is one of those characters where bright is that is an exception to the rule because he is a gag character. He's supposed to be the odd one out in this whole thing. Like he could be bright because that's what he is. He's a gag character. That's what he's supposed to be. Like the rest of them though, they shouldn't be this bright. Well, Angel can be bright too because Angel, but still, like the rest of them should not be this bright at all. They should be really, really dark and edgy.
Well, we do have a statement from Akutami, and it says, excuse me, there's a truck going by. It says, Jujutsu Kaisen began with the simplistic idea, if we were to do a spinoff, it would be interesting to have sorcerers versus aliens.
This is in regards to Modulo, which is out right now.
Okay. So what kind of aliens are these? Assuming we wanted to bring the content currently published in the magazine to its peak, what kind of story would we tell in the limited time of a short serialization? Using the time we would normally have spent drawing, we faced modern challenges and went through trial and error to create the story of Jujutsu Kaisen. The anime is also starting. Director, oh boy, Go Shozonu, directing, producing, and ability to ensure the quality of work is incredible. Of course, it's not just the director, but the sense of the staff involved in every process shines through. Jujutsu Kaisen is supported by many people, including Iwasaki Sensei rather, and our readers are one of them. Man, you gotta love Google Translate. We will continue to work hard, never forgetting our gratitude and original intentions. Thank you, as always, Akutami Gigi?
Gege.
Gege, sorry. Thank you. Yep. So there you go. One-eyed cat and all.
But man, Modulo is getting very interesting. I am starting to really like Modulo a lot. I know some people are kind of like torn on it, but I am starting to like Modulo. Personally, I think the art could be a little bit better, but it's just how it is.
You think it's rushed?
Well, there's some logic that's very questionable that's happening up in there. But other than that, like, I really like the direction it's going in there. It's going.
Okay. Well, you sent over Spade as well. So.
Oh yeah, so this is the Spade arc of Black Clover. So Clover.
Black Clover. Okay, my bad. I just completely zipped over that.
Yeah, so Black Clover season 2, we finally got information on it. So we got a trailer for Black Clover. It looks really decent. I'm hoping that Periot will put a little bit more, like, hopefully this is just like, obviously this is just the start of it. It's going to look a little bit more polished. That's the wording I'm looking for. I'm hoping that Tatsuya is still going to be working on it. And if that is the case, then Chainsaw Man anime is not going to be done for a while, because Black Clover is probably Tatsuya's main priority. Because Tatsuya's been the director since the beginning for Black Clover.
I'm just watching the trailer.
Yeah.
The Black Clover has just been one of those ones that kind of escaped me. I don't hate it. I just can't. It's not my thing. I guess I enjoy Mashal too much, you know. It does.
It's the opposite for me.
You know, it's the opposite of this, and I guess that's my point. I get tired of sword and sorcery stuff because it's like, oh, magic broke its own rules again. Wow, who ever would have seen that coming? And
I'm a sucker for magic, but like the problem with Mashley for me personally is that because Mashley was trying to be a little bit too much like Mob and Saitama, like a one character, and
it was that ridiculously overpowered genre, you know.
Yeah, but the problem is that he was like a poor man's version of it, and if you're gonna try and do like a one-esque character, it better be funny as hell. It wasn't funny. It was meh. It wasn't good. You got to be fun. You got to give me like comedy if you're going to try and replicate one. And it wasn't funny. I have plenty of other magic series I could read. So that's why I couldn't get into it. I tried, but it just was very meh to me.
Yeah. I just like the comedy of a guy being so strong he can overpower magic. And I just think that that's funny. That in a world that totally is dependent on magic, this one guy that can't do it can just punch his way through it. You know? That is just something that interested me, that's all. Funny. But
yeah. But anyways.
Black Clover is one of those ones that's been going on for, I want to say, since the 90s.
No. Black Clover has been going on for a decade now. The manga has.
The manga's only been around for 10 years?
For a decade, yeah. I've been with the manga since, I want to say, at least...
I feel like I grew up with Black Clover in the background. My gosh.
No, yeah. Black Clover has been around for a little over a decade.
Wand and Sword on Alpha Omega. He says, I forgot this show existed. Wand and Sword was better. Is that a new Pokemon coming out?
We haven't gotten a new Black Clover... Black Clover in decades? A new anime? No, it hasn't been a decade for a new Black Clover anime. What you talking about?
Like I said, I don't know. Maybe we're just in a different universe now. Because I swear that we had like Black Clover and Shonen Jump when we were coming up.
No. Like Black Clover was around when I started covering Black Clover manga like before it's like 100 chapter, like a little bit before that, and that was like in 20. Wait, hold on, do I have it here? I love having all my stuff in OneNote.
Yeah, no, 2017. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2017. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's been like almost a decade.
Yeah, the manga has only been out since 2015. So
yeah, I knew it was like 2015.
Wow, I don't know what it is about these characters. It just feels like I have been here before. I don't understand.
Well, it's inspired by Bleach, so
I can't say that I see that. It just there's so I don't know. I just feel it feels like I don't know. My brain is telling me that I saw this in Shonen Jump, and my brain is telling me that I saw T-shirts of this at Hot Topic when I was like just barely old enough to drive. So it's just like this particular arrangement across the forehead just feels like I've seen that on 1,000 T-shirts. I don't know. It's so weird. Maybe I come from a universe that we had Black Clover back in 2005 as opposed to 2015.
I'm sorry, Mashley is not better than Black Clover. I have to disagree with you there. But again, I love gag series. And I love, personally, I know it's probably, I really hope that Japan ends up liking it more. But I like The Mage Next Door a lot more than Mashley. Like, if you want to give me as, like, a really, if you want to give me a magic comedy series, like Mashley, give you something like that where like it's a mage an overpowered mage that uses their magic like on the most mundane shit to fight evil mages in the human world. Like that to me is funny. I like it a lot. And also he has the same personality as Mash, but he is just the way it's executed is a lot funnier, at least in my opinion.
That and Mash got probably like the coolest character theme song ever in anime. Like that's just ridiculous how they blend together that Scottish bagpipe and that kind of that fantastical music, and then they threw in the hip hop into the middle of it. Man,
I can tell you what happened to Biki. It's because the anime caught up with the manga. That's what happened.
Oh.
That's why the Black Clover anime didn't come back for a while, because it caught up with the manga, and Tabata had to go because of health, not just his health, but also his wife and his kids' health. He also transferred to Giga, so went from weekly to quarterly. So yeah, so that's another reason why there hasn't been an anime for a minute. And then not only that, you had Tatsuya working on the director working on Chainsaw Man, both season 1 as the action director, and then Rize as the director.
Okay.
You did get Wizard King, which was not canon, but still.
We have the fourth trailer here for.
No, this is the first trailer for the final core of Bleach.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So this is the core that me and probably the majority of Bleach manga readers have been waiting for, because this is going to be majority anime original content that was supposed to be in the manga, and Kubo said that he spent the most time working on this core for that reason. And I'm really excited for this one. I really freaking am. I've been waiting since like 2016, I think it was, when Bleach manga ended. I've been waiting for this core for that long. If you scroll down, like after we get to the other Bleach announcements,
things are serious.
The video.
Ichigo's calling out Vasto.
Well, yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh God, I really hope that something I hope is that if you're a Bleach manga reader, you remember when Ichigo did have this transformation, and literally the next chapter, like it broke, like the sword broke and everything, and it fell apart. But yeah, so there's also the light novel that got announced, which you passed. That's which is titled "Don't Bleach My Fist" by Ryogo Narita. Like, out of all the fucking titles, you had to go with that title. Like, really?
What does it mean?
Don't bleach my fist. Like, that sounds really dirty.
Does it?
My mind is.
I'm sorry, I'm a country mouse. I don't know. Do you city folks bleach your fists a lot? Do you have to?
Have you ever heard of fisting? Like, that's what I was thinking.
Oh.
And then
Bleach too?
Okay, and then after that, we also got the announcement of Bleach the Stories, which is basically a special feature looking back on each arc of the anime. You're probably going to need a VPN. I don't think it's going to be working in the West, but yeah, so you're going to see like
Clip show?
Yeah, it's gonna. Well, it's also the actual arcs too. You're going to be able to watch them on YouTube, I believe. You get past opening and ending footage, cast interview videos, and more for each arc as well. So yeah. And then there's the new game, which is Mirror's High. And Kubo is in charge of the game's production, cooperation, character concept, and character design. And it's we're gonna get more info on it at in summer 2026, which my guess means it's Anime Expo.
Sorry. There we go.
This should have the subtitles. Yeah, here we go. Translated. Hopefully, it's going to be translated correctly.
Creator of Bleach. He says, I have been involved in this app game project from the kickoff. So, it's not people randomly putting this together. In quality, we trust. He's wearing an English hat. This is very surreal.
I can't believe Kubo did this video.
Spider-Man going to bring him like a coffee in a minute here. What's going to happen?
I got so excited working on them and ended up doing more than what was requested.
Right.
I hope you look forward
to it.
Yeah. Kubo did this with the live action Bleach movie as well, where he did a lot more work. Oh gosh. Yeah, see, I love Kubo. He's like, yeah, I'm not leading into those trends. Nah.
Right. Back to things that reflect his style. Because it's Mirror's High, you know?
Yeah.
I just like the way the Japanese name stuff.
I do too.
It's fun. But I thought this was a trailer. It's just
no. He's also going to talk about the anime in a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You worked on many characters for this. That's good. Directly from the guy.
Yeah.
He can't tell you which numbers, which characters he created, but he created quite a few.
For the voice actors too. I think this better have like all the stuff like I think it does. And the recording sessions. This is kind of the point too. Yeah, it's partly related.
So the story of this game is related to the main scenario somewhat.
So the story, the main story of the manga.
So look forward to the comic that explains that. All right.
I guess I thought that it had the main one. Okay, so I have the other. If you go down to the other tweet, someone translated the other portion. I thought I had the video for it. So here we go. So it's the second screenshot. Or no, it wasn't the first one. I'm sorry. It has the Calamity there. There we go. Regarding his chief supervisor as chief supervisor for the anime and the final core. That's the one.
Okay, it says, regarding my role as the chief supervisor for the anime and the final core is called The Calamity. And as of now, I've already finished supervising nearly all of the storyboards and related material. With about half of the voice recording sessions also completed, I feel like we've hit a major turning point. In any case, I've been deeply involved in every part of the production. I've been part of everything one way or another. I think it's coming together quite nicely. Is this continued? Or?
Yes. Okay, keep going with this. This is important.
How should I put it? Since there are a lot of expectations riding on it, I really hope it turns out great. That this thing with Hitsugaya is in it too. Aside from that, there's also some original content this time, not in the manga, and those parts personally have me quite curious about how they'll play out. Is there no? Oh, okay. To all the fans, it was finally announced that the Calamity Tale will air in July next year. With that announcement, I personally feel a bit relieved. I hope everyone can look forward to it.
I'm so excited. So yeah, so we're from what I understand, we're getting original adult Hitsugaya content, which I'm very, very, very happy about because I love it.
Not that kind of adult. He's grown up. Not that
He's grown
kind.
up.
He's just grown up. Okay, finally.
Something I'm hoping for, because this is the core that we're going to see Kenpachi's Bankai. I can't wait to see that. Like, the stuff leading up to it was really cool too. There's also like a lot of questions that were unanswered in regards to like after what happened with Grimjaw and Nell too after like one of the fights. So I'm hoping we're going to get that. There's also the light novels that are supposed to be incorporated into the into Thousand Year Blood War. But something that people are really being stupid about is they're thinking that we're gonna get the Hell arc included here, which is a one shot. No, that's not happening. I don't think there's enough episodes of Thousand Year Blood War to get all the content that I think Kubo even wants to include in the anime. But that's the production committee's fault, fuckers. There should be like at least, which I'm frankly surprised there's not like 100 episodes of Thousand Year Blood War personally. Because there was content skipped in like previous cores, so that's why
1,000 years of content for 1,000 Year Blood War.
Exactly. But so like considering how popular Bleach is, I'm really surprised that the committee didn't push for at least 100 episodes. Very very surprised, but I'm surprised Kubo didn't even try and push. Maybe he did. I don't know. But still,
a lot of constraints on the industry right now. There aren't as many studios that are as bold as JC staff as to promise miracles.
Well, it'd be Period Films that's doing it, because Period is the one that has the license for it. So
right. So probably the labor demand is a little too high to do that. So that's why they cut it down. But,
and then the final main event. Well, the main event was One Piece. And of course, we had the trailer for Elbaf, which is going to be launching. This is going to be a huge change for One Piece, because One Piece has been a weekly anime since it launched in 1999. And
Usopp ended up with a red beard.
And it's now going to be a seasonal anime, which is huge, huge. No one ever thought that was going to happen. It looks fantastic. And for those of you that don't remember, something that was said, I want to say a couple months ago, is that they're going to adapt one chapter per episode.
Wow. What is that, like an hour-long episode then?
No, it's going to be a 30-minute episode.
A whole. Wow. Okay. Bold.
And I understand why they're doing it too, because if you are up to date with One Piece, you know what, and the Elbaf arc, there's a lot of lore happening. We just finished, or we're wrapping up the flashback arc, the God Valley flashback arc, and there's a lot up in there. So like adapting one chapter per episode feels right. I totally understand why they're doing that, because it's not like there's just like it's like a straight up fight chapter for 2 chapters. No, there's a lot of significant lore happening in Elbaf right now. It's a very lore heavy arc. So I am totally okay with them adapting one chapter a week. I think that's totally appropriate.
Safe.
And then something that really surprised people, and I think pissed off a lot of Westerners specifically in the chat room, which, by the way, something that Shueisha did do this year, and I said it last week, I think this was going to be the case, is that they did not have any English subtitles in the Jump Festa chats. So it was so nice, because there was like there was barely any toxic Westerners in the chat rooms this year.
Sneaking around.
So they weren't like spamming the chats with like bullshit fan stuff or like or fandom war stuff or like political crap. It was actually really nice. But yeah, so there's good news and bad news. Good news is that you're getting a little cute little Chopper anime, which is adorable. It's like Chopper, a Chopper slice of life series. It's really, really cute. It's like Chopper the real world. But bad news, there was no news on the Wit One Piece remake.
There's a Netflix one, right?
Yeah, that should be like after the Oda one. You could jump to the Netflix one first and then go to the Oda message. It should be the tweet right.
What?
Scroll down.
Okay.
Scroll down a little bit
This
more.
is Oda's. Oh, no.
There it is, right there. Right there. Just go there first. And then that's the so basically what they did, how they kicked off the panel was introducing all of the Chopper voice actors. So I'm talking about every language that the live action is in.
Wow, okay.
So you have, there's the English voice actor, there's Japanese. Like when I say every language, I mean every language. Isn't that cool? That's how they introduced Chopper.
Huh.
I thought that was really cool.
I wonder if they man, they really did try to do everybody there, didn't they?
Yep. They didn't say anything about season really well in the message that Oda posted, his annual state of the franchise. Which if you go back and scroll up one, that's where that is. Oops. There it is. I think you mentioned season 3.
To everyone attending Jump Festa, hello. Towards a brighter future for all. This what am I looking at? Omiyaku da Miyaku di Ichiro. I hope I said. Anyway, in preparation for writing this letter, it's a lot, okay, guys? Give me a break. Anyway, in preparation for writing this letter, I asked my editor to list up everything we have planned for next year, and we ended up with a very long list of things that are coming. But he tells me we can't talk about this, or this. I guess I can't say anything. But looking at the list, it does look like many of our projects are aimed at global audiences. So I said weebless, sorry. Needless to say, that includes Japan. Well, Japan's part of the globe, so nailed it. The previously announced anime readaptation of One Piece is made for a worldwide audience and is well in progress. And on March 10th next year, the live-action One Piece Season 2 will finally launch. We'll finally get to see Chopper, as we just saw it in the trailer there. Every time I see new scenes of him, I find myself saying, so cute, so kawaii, if you will. Next March, all of you will be saying the same thing. I hope you'll also enjoy seeing all of the quirky new cast members, as well as seeing how perfectly Inaki, and the others embody the Straw Hats. In fact, filming has already begun on Season 3, which will conclude the Alabasta saga. Please look forward to it. As for the new anime film, they haven't said I'm allowed to say this yet. I can't say it's going particularly well. Wow. But maybe saying this will light a fire under everyone. Lol, but it's about something. Really, tell us how you feel, man.
Seriously.
But it's about something that I'm sure all of you will be very interested in. So I hope you'll wait patiently for it, unlike the man writing this letter. Since this is Jump Festa, I should talk about the manga on Jump. After what you call a very long flashback, or what at least a little glimpse into history that I am sure has given you rather a different perspective on Elbaf. Sorry, Elbaf, sorry. We ended things with a bang, and now things are about to get crazy. In One Piece, you don't say.
Yay!
We will
so hold on a second. So yes, so this does confirm that we're going to probably be kicking off 2026 back into Elbaf. So I'm really excited because we ended this most recent chapter like on a really good cliffhanger. Hopefully this means like either next chapter or the chapter after that will be returning to the present.
Will we get to the island that only King of the Pirates had previously reached? The man with the burn scar will appear. Characters who'd never met before will finally meet. Another pair of characters will come face to face. I think next year will be a year of encounters. The story will be moving at a breakneck speed, but since I've aged, much to my chagrin, I'll take the liberty of maintaining my own health and continuing sailing next year at the fastest One Piece speed. Festivities ahead. Get ready for a spectacular year.
Dude, One Piece manga is going to be freaking lit. It was lit this year, but dude, if we are going to get close to Laugh Tale, which is, you know, the island that Roger's pirate, left the One Piece, that means we're going to be really close to the war, the final war. I mean, it's kind of already kicked off, let's be real, but we're getting really, really close to it. I mean, we're going to have like after the flashback ends, we're going to see, we should be seeing like the Blackbeard pirates arrive to Elbaf soon. If what we saw in the flashback is any indication, Shanks should be there soon. And we should be seeing him fight his brother, which will be amazing. And also we found out that similar to Harold, he has he was branded as well. But the one thing I'm curious about though, because it was on his arm too. Remember Shanks lost his arm when he saved Luffy. If that brand that the elders gave him, which is the brand that would theoretically have Imu control him, if he would have went even deeper, like Harold did, then it'll be interesting to see if he could still even be controlled at all, or have any, if there's any more influence that could be happening on him. But I think I just have this feeling that because it was on the arm that probably was torn off by the shark, that was probably a blessing in disguise. And that was probably genius writing on Oda's part too.
Well, you have some more genius writing though. You've been following Digimon Beat Break, and we finally got the evolution of
Gekkomon.
Gekkomon, sorry, I always forget his little name. His tongue's sticking out, so I want to call him Narutomon.
Digimon, in terms of the Digimon representing, is the Digidestin's reflection of their own heart. And this episode, we really saw how Gekkomon really was represented like Tomoro's insecurities, like especially as himself, and he didn't want to face it. And he finally confronted it in this episode, and he recognized that, oh my God, that is me. I treated my brother exactly like that when I was a little kid, and I need to like just a littler kid, yeah. And I need to just we got a Digivolution out of it, and it's beautiful. I love it. It totally looks like Groudon though, low key from Pokemon.
Like a dragon pangolin.
Yeah, that's what people were saying too. But man, the Digivolution
reminds me of Armadillo.
The song, song choice was revealed. Something else that was revealed for Beat Break was that that Toei is actually going to give you a dub a lot sooner for Beat Break in comparison to Ghost
Game. Not a dub.
An English dub. And like Ghost Game is just finally getting its dub. Meanwhile, Beat Break is actually getting a dub right now.
It's hot.
Which is good. And And then, and the other thing that people reminded me was that the creator of Savers is working on this. And a lot of people were saying that this is the best season since like Digimon's, I say Tamers, but like a lot of people really love Savers. So they bring that up. And it's like, well, yeah, if you have the same team from Savers working on this, well, that does kind of explain that. But another thing that's in terms of an underlying theme that we saw in this episode anyway, we saw that the villain or the main antagonist is like a global union. It's the World Union. That's the name of the group.
The World Economic Forum is the villain. Klaus Schwab is trying to take over the digital world.
Well, considering how they're trying to control people with those zapatos, you know, those eggs that kind of control like your biological functions and shit like that. It's like, dude, I see what you're doing here, Digimon. Your timing is very interesting. And I really, really like this direction we're going in. It's so good. Like, we haven't had a good Digimon season like this in a long time.
Just say it, Tamers.
Tamers, yeah. And
Tamers was the last time you gave a shit about what happened in the digital world. Everything else was kind of fun, but Tamers really made you feel like somebody's gonna die. You know?
And
that was the last time it felt like somebody was gonna die.
And if you saw Clay there, it's like, oh, Japan is bringing you an American up in here. And also the Chinese are the villains in this one.
Chairman Wong.
It looks, but yeah, if you are not watching Beat Break Y, like we got, like this first arc was basically setting up the main cast, and they did a really good job. Like everyone got, especially like for Makoto and Tomoro, we got to see, like we got to know them and see their Digimon digivolve. And Reina, we didn't get to see how Christymon, we didn't get to see that digivolution like when it happened. This episode, we did get to know Kyo a lot more, and how he used to be a 5-star as well. And that's why I'm like, when I see Kaido and like how they both were 5-star, they became 5 stars together. And I'm like thinking, yeah, Kaido's gonna betray them, especially and join Golden Dawn and fight alongside Kyo, and we will get a fusion digivolution. I really want to see it. I mean, their dogs are both like, or their Digimon are both like dogs. So it's like, dude, come on, we gotta have it.
I mean, they still did that.
Well, for Kyo, his Digimon is in terms of elements, because that's what they are for the generals. They're elements. He is the elemental, or his element is metal. And then you got Kaido, who is fire. So it's like, I mean, and they're both their champion forms. Their Digimon's champion forms are dogs. So it's like, come on. I mean, like that screams like a fusion digivolution. But like this art animation is just so beautiful.
She looks like a Pokemon trainer.
She totally does. I mean, Digimon's doing what Pokemon isn't right now. They're giving you a very compelling story, and they're giving you like really good character designs. And
this is like the Elite Four turning into assholes and trying to take over the world with their.
It's very Pokemon Adventures. It's it's very much like what we saw in the original Pokemon Adventures manga, because that's what the Elite Four was essentially doing.
I watched all different Digimon seasons episodes when I was younger. Yeah, that's kind of what happened with all of us. We were introduced to Digimon through Fox Kids, and once Fox Kids moved on, I think it was Fox Family that had it, and then Disney XD.
Oh, Jetix had it. Yeah, it was Jetix.
Yeah.
And they said some of the Japanese fans were saying that the voice of Koji, the from Digimon Frontier, is in this is one of the new cleaners. So it's like, yeah, so things are coming like full circle. It's like, oh my god, this. It feels like Digimon is going through like a renaissance right now.
Well, this is their make or break. They don't have a choice anymore. This is Digimon is like on its last breath. So if Beat Break doesn't manage to really reinvent the series to make it go forward, that's probably it. You know,
I think it's doing a good job. I mean,
yeah.
Look at Time Stranger. Time Stranger is like popular right now. It's blowing up. And then you have Beat Break, which episode 12, I remember on Saturday, it was blowing up on Twitter. Like people love Beat Break.
So in the back there on the upper left side is what looks to be one of the Digimon from Frontier.
Yes.
It was a dude.
Yeah, it was oh my god.
I think it was Woodmon. I think it was just straight up Woodmon was the name of the monster. And it was the bad guy.
It was one of the elemental Digimon.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
It was a bad guy. And I don't, it freaks me out every now and then when I see the Frontier Digimon show up in these things. It's like, that's not how it works. They don't just run around. That was the point of those Digimon, is that they didn't exist without the human interaction. They were just totems.
Yeah.
Whatever. Far be it from me to hold the series to its own rules. Like I said, though, is that I didn't do that on purpose. But the Digimon franchise has to do something. And this is obviously working. So hopefully they keep it up. Hopefully they figure out how to work some Zoids into it, too. So you have like Robo Digimon. So like they're totally fake, you know?
I mean,
you have like human-made Digimon. Well, that would be the next step, right? The human-made Digimon.
Well, something I would like to see is remember the Mega Digivolutions and Tamers? I kind of want to see them bring it back here. And I kind of feel like between the Dark Fusion Digivolution we saw a few episodes back, and like in this episode when we saw the final attack that Tomoro launched, like you saw like a silhouette in the middle. And it's like, dude, I just got this feeling we're gonna get those fusion Digivolutions, those fusion megas back this season. I really just got this feeling that it's going to happen.
You know, it was something that made Adventure 2 very popular.
The fusion Digivolutions, yeah.
Yeah. That made it pretty popular. Of course, they never like really did any of the alternate ones. It was always the initial pairings that they went with that made the Digimon. Because again, it's just easier to draw a reliable character.
Yeah.
But all the Digi-Egg characters, they all had their own fusion evolutions. So it's not like it doesn't work, is what I'm trying to say. There's a proven concept here that ends up with Imperial Dramon Paladin mode.
Yeah.
And he's on par with Omnimon. So it can't be like it's a bad idea. The fusion Digivolutions always worked out, in my opinion. I don't think a bad one ever came out of it. So even the ones that never made it to the show, they were always really cool looking ones.
Yeah, they always were.
Hibiki Gamer, you never know where Digimon's gonna show up. Could be in your backyard.
I know it's on Hulu and it's on Roku and it's on Crunchyroll. Those are the ones I know it's on.
Did you want to go through the One Punch Man?
Yeah, we got to go through One Punch Man. So we got similar to what we saw, what we've been doing the past few weeks. We have the still comparison and we have the one in motion. So you guys could see how bad it is in motion, obviously. But I mean, look, the censorship is already right there. This is just signature JC stuff. So, oh my God, it's the San Diego Chargers.
Again, the influence of Dan to Dan has really colored this latest season of One Punch Man, quite literally.
It's just so, oh my God. Poor Child Emperor. Like, I'm sorry. They really ruined his face.
Yeah, they flattened out the architecture here as usual.
Yeah. Oh, that face. That background is hideous. I don't know if this episode was fully outsourced to China. That's one thing I do not know.
They added a guy.
Oh, that face. Oh, this one isn't as much of an eyesore. But like it's I wish the contrast was different, though. It just looks really weird. Now this one's like a huge, like, what?
They almost redesigned the character.
Yeah. Well, he's not as beat up. It's the 4Kidsing of One Punch Man.
A bit of that, yeah. They gave her the uniboob.
Oh, is that 3 titties there again?
Yep, there's the middle.
Yeah, it's an animation
She's got a medal for each boob.
It's the animation error again.
Error, yes.
Well, considering the schedule, I mean.
They make such the most bizarre choices to put like effort into, and it's never what you should be putting effort into.
This background had so much potential for Atomic Samurai. It had so much potential, but it was that contrasting, man.
Yeah, and the other thing is he's got a different face.
Yep.
He's just like, I really hope. I got to go through, I guess, and do it myself of like screen capping all of the different Atomic Samurais that have shown up in just these few episodes.
Right?
He's only been on screen for like 10 minutes, you know?
What the fuck is that face? Like, I think it was just for Black Sperm. It's like 1 line or 2 lines in the forehead specifically, like on the brow, that if they just would have elongated them, it would have fixed it.
Yeah. Just kind of looks.
And also, it's like on the cheek. It's like right here too.
It looks like a meme face. The anime looks like a meme face.
It looks so weird. It looks just. Oh my god! It looks. So
you know, like the soy jack. This is like an evil soy jack. Is what the anime turned him into. It's like an evil soy jack.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a giant turd in the hallway.
No, this is the one where I was thinking of where if they would have elongated the lines on the brow, or on the brow, like right in the center, it would have actually fixed it. 1 line, it's crazy that 1 line or 2 lines would make a difference. But yes, sometimes that's just how
this has been maybe like a maximum of about a minute in the show, or maybe, and he's got another face again. Different face again, different guy.
Samurai of many faces.
Yep.
Oh man, dude, like we're back in Newgrounds territory now, huh? Like I said this yesterday when I was covering this. I'm like, dude, we're back in 1999, aren't we?
There's a bit of tomfoolery like that going on.
Like, come on, this is shit. Dude, we are back in we're in the 90s right now. We're in the 90s club. What are we doing here?
They gave him hairy legs.
Oh my god, they totally did.
That's really weird. That's very distracting, by the way.
Oh my god,
he has hairy legs. That's really weird. Like he's like the dude Lebowski if he became a samurai. It's just so distracting now that I could see the hairy legs. I can't unsee them.
The Samurai Lebowski.
There you go. There's your next isekai manga.
The Samurai Lebowski.
I was a stoner in the 1990s, and then I hit my head on the toilet. And now I'm a world-class assassin in 2025.
Look at that movement. Oh my god.
They're doing their best. I do appreciate that they decided, screw it, we're just going to do a black background with a bunch of energy lines. I'm not drawing all that.
We're back in the 90s, man.
It does feel like an episode of Sailor Moon.
Dude, like, here's the thing. This is where composition matters. If they would have, like, just changed it, like, to the side a little bit and had less faces, it would have added more dimension. And here, what it looks like a blanket from Spirit Halloween instead of, like, a dimension pocket space.
He doesn't look surrounded. He looks like he's standing in front of a wall.
He looks like he's in a haunted house with a Spirit
Halloween.
Yeah, there you go.
Blanket. That's what we're looking at.
Instead of a pocket space. It's like in the back specifically where it's like really like fucked up. Where's the blood?
Ah.
There's
Needs
the blood.
it, right?
Needs more, but there's some.
No, that's A1 sauce.
That's A1 sauce. At least there's some dimension there. Hey, where's the lollipop?
He finished it. It was a quick one.
At least there's no lollipop. Oh, you know what I called Homeless Emperor this yesterday? I called him Party City Emperor because he looks really cheap, but they're both homeless.
Accurate.
I almost called him Big Lots Emperor, but Big Lots is still around. This color palette, man. Oh my god, his face looks so bad. Holy shit. That hairline. Oh my god. Dude, that's it. That's the only orbs that he has. Like, where are the orbs?
Yeah, that's a cheater one. I was okay with the other stuff because it's it's Homeless Emperor, but the lack of the orbs is just an insult.
And
Just makes him look stupid.
Were they liquidated it in the going out of business sale?
Apparently, copy and pasting the asset was just too much.
And also, that hair is so bad. Poor zombie man. Like, this just is so bad, man. Ooh.
Well, that's annoying. Don't you hate it when you lose your head?
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, there's not even using the light. Ah, there it is. This is the 4Kidsing of One Punch Man. I've been calling Zombie Man 4Kids Man.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you obviously can't go that hard, but they could have definitely made it clear that his chest is open in some fashion.
And his head.
You got to be careful with that one. But I understand, like, what you're talking about, though, is that it just doesn't. You're not communicating that a whole lot of damage has been done here. You've only communicated that he's in shadow.
But this is a seinen series, man. Not even a shonen. This is seinen. But look at this. Look at this. Oh, his swagger's just gone, man.
Yeah. There.
And look at that. Look at that. This is why I call him Party City I called him Party City Homeless Emperor. Because look at that. It's so cheap. Look at that. See, this is the 4Kidsing of Zombie Man.
Yep. That's.
Look at that. Look at that lack of shading. Look at that lack of line work in the cheekbone. Like, they flattened Roman Reigns' face. Go back to a second.
Sorry, I was stunned by the naked man.
Oh god. Look at that. I called him Roman Reigns. You could also maybe call him Jason Momoa too. But yes, sure. Roman Reigns is a homeless emperor. And also, look at the lack of facial hair. Like, you could have covered up the lack of jawline and cheekbones if JC Staff would have put more facial hair there. And also, there's not that much hair on his head either, which really sucks. Jacob's like, my art was more graphic than this. Dude, that face is wrong. That is not the same man.
Yeah, he's got a little goatee now.
That is pretty. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah.
This is actually kind of interesting. The face is still wrong. But, like, I don't know how I feel about, like, that shade of blue here.
I don't think it's terrible.
I feel like it could have been a different color. But, God, those cheekbones are so bad. So bad. I like what they did on the left, though. That is really cool. I do not mind that at all.
It's like that psychedelic art that people think that they see when they're talking to the Clockwork Elves, when they're on DRM or whatever that is, DTT or something.
Yeah, the psychedelic color palette there is very appropriate for God, for like the god that he's hallucinating. That's appropriate. But like that face, no, ma'am. Like, no, not to that either. To that too. No. No. That looks bad. This looks better than what we saw.
Yeah. It's just annoying you have to wait so long.
This is how you use color. Puri looks fantastic here, color-wise. He looks wrong, character design-wise, but color-wise, this is appropriate.
The Peter Griffin ball chin.
He's got the Peter Griffin.
Lois, I'm a pink broccoli. Look.
But like, I like, but this is how you do like a filter, a color filter. This looks cool.
Yeah. At least on that character, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got the really, and also Puri is like gay as fuck. So like this totally works for him. Oh my God. Like, come on, man.
That looks a little different now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That looks a lot different, actually.
Yeah.
What happened? That's not even the same character.
They couldn't afford the elephant.
They couldn't afford the elephant in the room.
Nah, they didn't make enough money from the liquidation sale.
Man, that's weird. That's really weird. That's not even close to the same character. That's really weird.
Mm-hmm.
They just went full fan fiction with this.
Yes, they did. I mean, I told you this is Party City shit we're dealing with here. Maybe even Dollar Tree shit we're dealing with here.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
And then there's that. Oh, Puri, I am so sorry they did this to you, man.
Wait a minute. What did he punch through?
Wasn't
the elephant guy all skinny and stuff still? Was he just taller? Well, let's get back to that. Where did that go? Never mind. I didn't want to see it. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks. I didn't want to see that. Appreciate it.
Oh, that color palette in the background. Oh, I hate that so much.
It looks like one of those preloaded overlay filters for your selfies.
Oh, God, that looks so bad. It's like a huge eyesore. Dude, what in the Chinese bootleg is this? What in the Temu is this? That's some Temu shit. That's what this
Yeah,
is.
they're a little more detailed than they are in the manga, but I don't know if that helped.
No, that is Temu.
They're surprised.
I do not. Puri is fine. The rest, I do know. Poor Puri. Like the pink is
the
there.
expression's different.
The expression is so stiff. It's so stiff. I like this background. That background is sick.
Yeah, I think this is one of the instances where the anime did a better job.
In terms of the background.
The cat character looks cooler as well. I got to admit, I like the look of the cat character in the background more than I like it in the manga.
I definitely like the background more in the anime.
Yeah.
The cat character, debatable. But the background, yes, I like the background. But no, I do not like how this looks. Dude, contrast. Oh, I like the contrast. Poor Puri. Like, he has gotten the worst of it, man.
Yep. And he's not like Saitama where he gets to walk away from it.
Oh, kitties. Speaking of, hi, kitty.
Oh, of course he's naked. Of course he's naked.
He's not
Why
naked.
Wouldn't he be naked?
No, he's not naked. He's like half naked.
Well, yeah. Ugh. Oh.
But he's not hairy enough. That's the problem.
I don't know. I don't know. I think that's just a lot of man already. And I might be
a lot of gay
with
man already.
Yeah, that's a lot of dude. That's a lot of dude.
That's a lot of bear. But yeah, Dude, I fucking hate this filter. You know what? The red I can maybe give a pass if there was some black in there to like reflect that rage. But like the color they chose for Kitty here, no. I hate it. No.
I don't want to hate it, but I do. It feels creative, but it also just feels stupid.
Right? Like I the one thing I will give JC staff credit for is like they're taking chances with the color palette.
Yeah.
God, they're taking
Wrong
a lot
chances.
of bad chances. It's better than like playing it safe though.
I give it that, yeah. Well, we already healed. Okay.
Puri is a monster.
Apparently.
He is a monster. And there's Saitama. And Saitama just like Saitama.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to screw him up unless he's in the middle of a fight. He's kind of supposed to look like somebody lazily drew him. So.
Oh, and then we're going to see more of how bad it is in motion. We saw a little bit of it. But like, I don't know if Anime Explained has like some of the other Black Sperm stuff. But when I saw some of it, I was like, wait a minute, this looks like some Newgrounds type of shit. But look at this. Look at this movement. This movement is so stiff. Like, come on.
Yep.
The samurai of many faces.
If you're keeping track, there's one face.
Oh, that. Look at that. Look at that shit.
Now there's another face. There he is again, being a different dude again.
But look at that. Like, that is so. Dude, we're back in 99.
It's rough. It's rough out here.
That's
like a VJ back. There he is again with a different dude, and he's a different dude again. Every scene, they just like, what the fuck does this guy look? Oh, who cares? And they just draw a different dude again. One of these times, he's gonna be a black samurai. They're just gonna do it. They're just gonna quick. It's gonna be quick, and you're like, what? That's what they're doing. JC Staff's deliberately drawing as to be 1,000 different men, and they're gonna throw one black guy in the middle of that just to screw with us.
That would be hilarious. Look at that one. Look at that. Like that. You cannot tell me that is like some 90s Flash type shit that was happening there.
Yeah.
But look at that.
Badger thing. Yeah.
Look at this. Look at that shit.
It's just weak.
Oh, but look at that. Oh, that hurts. That so hurts. Look at that shit. That hurts. Oh, that hurts.
You know, I don't know what they were going for, but they missed it.
They missed it so bad. But look at that. Look what they did to Roman Reigns.
Yeah, he's just...
But look at that face. That's not supposed to be an ovular face. But look at God.
I mean, that's not bad. Like you pointed out, that's not bad.
That one isn't as bad.
I think that's because they could justify it as not being like horrific, you know?
Yeah.
So...
But yeah, like Puri here, like as I said, this is like the best color filter in this episode was that paint.
I just can't get over how like the Elephant Man became, I don't know, what is this?
Became the Party City CEO, the former Party City
Yeah,
CEO.
like, you know, it's so weird. And then the elephant ears are like Batman elephant ear. It's so weird.
Dumbo.
Yeah, it's such a strange choice. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Look at that movement. Like, it's like a huge what the fuck. Dude, what the fuck is this?
I mean, it's what the manga did.
I know, but it's so stiff. Like,
oh yeah, they're repeating like 3 frames. I think they've got here.
Part of me was like, I feel like I could kind of give it a pass because of like the gaggery of it all, but
yeah, they were hoping you would anyway.
Dude, that's so stiff. That is so
yeah, they flattened
stiff.
out his pose to make it easier to draw.
But like that's just a typical JC staff thing. I know, like even if they had the time, that's just a JC staff thing. But look at that. Like, go back to Prairie for a second. Like,
do I have to?
Yes, not that one. Just, yeah, look at that. Look at that lack of hair there. There's like it's what is that? Is that like a one of those cheap suits that you get like from like the party store? Is like barely anything there. Because this is supposed to be his like hairy angel form. And there's like barely anything there.
Oh no. Not enough gay man hair. Oh no. Whatever will we do, Nerdigans? The gay man isn't hairy enough.
Hey, I thought China liked the macho man shit. So that's why I'm
They don't like gay men being macho. They don't like gay men, period. So it could be this was their little, but it honestly feels like JC Stapp just didn't want to draw all that.
Could be.
He's just swimming through rock.
Oh god. Dude, I just don't believe it. I don't believe that acting for a second. Well, say he was doing fine, but like, no. It is just so bad.
Yeah, right. I think it's just
They tried really hard.
Right.
Fuck it. Yeah, I agree with that.
They looked at that and they were like, "Why are we doing this? We're clearly not getting paid enough to do this." They went to their boss like, "He's gay." Like, yeah. All right. That's. Oh man, they choose the stupidest things to get serious about, right? They drew that background in for the character that had the cornrows for some reason, and then they decided, well, we're just gonna screw off with this guy's hair because he's gay, and that was, I can only assume that that's the reasoning, guys, because I can't think of another one other than he's gay. So it sells spots all over again, not that sells gay, but it sells spots all over again, and that's well.
It's so bizarre. This whole thing is just bizarre as fuck. Like this, like people are like talking about like the female censorship too. That's happening in here too with the Demon Sisters. I'm surprised that the videos didn't have it. But like the thing is though, is that JC Staff censors female characters all the time. This is not something that is unique to One Punch Man. I've seen them do it in 2.5D Seduction. I saw them do it in Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. And I saw them doing it in Unlimited Gacha. So like for the people, it's bad that they're doing it, but it's like people are acting like this is like, oh my god, JC Staff is it's a new thing for JC Staff. I'm like, no, it's not. But I do have another thing though that we could compare this to is because JC Staff is working on Magi Lumiere Company Limited season 2, and I think they may have had a little bit more time to work on this one, and they have. Then the person that's directing this directed the the baseball series Major, and like Shinpei Nagai is more so of a rookie. Well, he directed hentai, but like you look at this, and this is JC Staff, mind you. You look at this, and after looking at One Punch Man, you're like, wait, this has got to be a director. Again, time is part of it too. But like, this has got to be a director problem that is happening over there too.
Again, they could be putting a lot of their energy into this preview material, and then the actual production is closer to what we see in One Punch Man.
That is true. Could be.
Because some of the scenes in One Punch Man season 3 don't suck, but they're very far and few between, and they'll be the ones that find their way into the trailer to advertise the series for DVD release, not the stuff that sucks. And I think that's what you're looking at here is like they really put balls to the wall, make it look pretty, and then we're gonna skip some hair on some guys later on. Don't worry, fellas, because you remember they got to do 100 of these things a year,
But something that I did see from some of the animators that worked on One Punch Man season 3 is they have been saying that some of their stuff that they did work on didn't make the final cut. So now you got to wonder, okay, if at least 2 animators are saying that, some of the stuff that we worked on didn't make the final cut, What is going on over there?
Chaos.
Complete chaos.
There are people drinking the breast milk in the fridge. It's chaos.
Will it make the Blu-ray? Will there be deleted scenes? Like
the Blu-ray is just all deleted scenes.
The Blu-ray is all deleted scenes.
We're sorry. You just open up the menu and it just says we're sorry. We're sorry.
So it's just it's crazy.
Well, I see what you mean, that it feels much more put together, but like I said, they could just be doing this for the preview material, and as soon as you get 10 minutes in, it goes off the rails into PNG sliding down the side of a hill. So
and because you did mention Mashley, I do got to bring up that Mashley did get a trailer, and I wanted to make sure we covered this material.
Isn't it over?
No, it's getting a complete anime adaptation.
Where did that one go?
Here, I sent it to you. I wanted to cover I wanted to make sure we got the main stuff covered before like I brought up anything else. But yeah, so Mashley, when it got announced, when the anime initially got announced for Mashley, they straight up said, Aniplex said that it was going to get a complete adaptation. And it got announced after the manga ended. So, but yeah, it is a common.
I thought there was already an anime.
Yeah, there is. This is season 3.
Right?
Yes, It's coming in 2027, and it's adapting the final exam arc of the 3 Magia versus Divine Visionaries.
Okay.
So there is that. And then there was what was the other one that I had? Oh yeah, there is there's Gintama. Let me just grab that real quick. Where are you, Gintama? I have to right here we go. So this is the Yoshiwara in Flames latest trailer for that. Which is the theatrical release of they're doing like a remastered version of it. As part of their as part of the series 20th anniversary, I think it is. Yeah, 20th anniversary. Yeah. And it's coming out on February 13th in Japan. And it looks beautiful, but something I did notice is that they made Kamui look a little bit more feminine than I remember. But that's what they want to go with.
At the play the Yoi people? Yaoi people? Fujoshis?
No, was that the Fujoshis idea? Or if you need to pander the Fujoshis? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know if maybe they could. That could be the case. I don't know.
Oh well.
But something that did come up.
It's just night to day from JC staff. I'm just so stunned, you know?
I know.
So night to day.
It looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, like unfortunately, the Jump Festa, usually for Gintama's Jump Festa, so we get a really adorable and hilarious message from Srirachi, who has been appointed like as like the giant gorilla ambassador, I think it is. But he said in his message that that he revealed that his father died over the past year, and that he also suffered from ureteral stones. And when this was announced, when he was revealing this on the stream, they actually bleeped it, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't know what he was saying at the time. And then once I found out, I was like, oh my god, that's why they bleeped it. Yeah, that totally makes sense. But yeah, for Srirachi, he's been through the ringer. But I love him. Like, if you have not read Gintama, why? Gintama is amazing. But yeah, like seriously, you look at like stuff like Mash, as we're showing here, like Mashley and Gintama, like, and good anime still exists. It looks pretty, but it all
Not
comes
if it
down
comes
to
from
like,
JC stuff.
Yeah, it's just not JC stuff. No.
Yeah.
In terms of Boku no Hero Academia, we do have the 10-year anime anniversary project. And there was a couple of, there's 4 projects coming out of it, and 2 were announced. One of them was was what we kind of figured was going to happen, was the OVA, or the extra episode, which is adapting chapter 431 of the manga. And then the other one that was announced, the other project that was announced was the My Hero Academia concert. And it is not, it's going to be in, oh my God, it's kicking off in Japan, but it is going to be going on a world tour as well. But yeah, so that's the special episode, and it's going to be on Crunchyroll on May 2nd. But yeah, so yeah, it's adapting chapter 431 of the manga, as I said. And yeah, and the shippers have already lost it. If you recall, when chapter 431 came out, we had Shippergeddon, where the Yaoi and Yuri shippers were pissed that essentially their ships were basically debunked because Deku and Ochako were essentially made canon. And if you scroll down if you see my comment there, the meme, I posted the meme of like what we endured. If you go in the comments, that's what literally we endured.
There you go.
So like, yeah, this is what the Bakudeku and also the Toga, oh my God, Toga X Ochako stands were saying. They were saying, like, they were claiming the chapter was fake. It was made by AI. That Horikoshi was forced to write it. Like, literally all that was what we had to deal with. I got called a homophobic. I got called homophobe for posting that too. And these people are freaking psycho, I swear. All because that their ship was not debunked.
Yep.
And we're going to deal with it again. We're going to deal with this shit again. And I can't wait to see the meltdown again. That meltdown is going to be glorious.
Oh, well. I mean, it's one of those things that I think it was ever since, oh no, I forgot his name now. He's the guy with the sticky balls on his head. Oh, jeez. The little short guy. Ever since he came out as bisexual or whatever, people started like assigning all this random sexuality to all the characters, and it felt like they were sitting around a D&D table and rolling for sexuality, you know? So it's very bizarre, very strange, and like you said, it's going to start all back up again because they're salting their wound now. So, oh well.
Unfortunately, that is going to be the case. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything. Oh yeah, there is. If you want to see, I think this is probably the other trailer that came out that I have from Jump Festa. I believe, yes. Yeah, there's I'd say one more trailer from Jump Festa, and then one that came out like literally right after Jump Festa, which was for Magical Madoka. Yeah. Okay. So the other trailer that came out, that's for an anime that's coming out next month, is for Hell's Paradise Jigakuraku Season 2. And this is from Mappa. This is the one that, it was not Mappa's best. And this is, the best way to describe this is basically, this is the Mappa that I know. Everyone gasses Mappa up all the fucking time nowadays. But yeah, this is the Mappa that I'm used to seeing. I've seen them like bastardize like Shikoku no Altar. I've seen them bastardize. People will say Kakiguri is great. No. Kakiguri is not good. If you've read the Kakiguri manga, in terms of art and animation, you know for a fact that Mappa did not do a good job. They just did not, because they didn't include a lot of the really sick visual exposition. This, I will say though, season 2 does look a lot better. But no, this is still not Kaku's art. It's kind of suffers from the same problem that Jujutsu Kaisen has. A lot of the abstract art that is especially in Hell's Paradise Jikokuraku, a lot of the abstract art is just not there. It's non-existent. But it does look better. It does look a lot better this time compared to season 1. Oh my god, it does. It's sad that Deku just Deku lost One for All. We all knew it was coming. We all know. I wasn't sad. I was like, yeah, I'm not sad at all. I was not at the time. I was not sad. I'm still not sad. It just felt like a complete story to me when Deku gave up One for All because it was a crutch for him. If you think about it, One for All was a crutch, and when he let go of One for All, it was like Deku like grew up, and he was ready to be on his own.
Sure, that's a good symbol of it. Yeah, metaphor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the last trailer?
Yeah, that would be the last trailer that I have from Jump Festa. But like in terms of news, someone did mention it earlier that there was Japan is launching their own credit card. They're trying to bypass the credit card companies. I have it here. Just need to find it real fast.
Yeah, it was Hibiki Gamer, I believe they brought it up.
Yeah, Hibiki Gamer brought it up. Where is the article? Here it is. DL site is doing it. From what I understand, it is being done through the Japanese bank. Where is it? JC Bank. There we go. JCB. And from what I understand is JCB uses like or is closely associated with like American Express, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I remember hearing. And that to me, that actually does make a lot of sense because that's why American Express is still accepted in Japan.
What a surprise. They didn't go after everybody.
Yeah, American Express is based like that. American Express just does not give a fuck. They don't. They
want to do business. Yeah. Crazy idea, right?
American Express is all about business. If you accept money, as long as it's not like completely illegal, I don't think they care.
That's true.
So,
good news, everybody.
Yeah. I know a lot of Westerners want this card. I do not blame them. I hope speaking of American Express, I hope American Express does something with them.
Yeah,
exactly.
Don't leave home without it. You're right, buddy.
Be the American that Japan wants you to be. Have an American Express card.
Oh, there you go. Speaking of being the thing that people want you to be, Miss Nerdigans, when the show's over, where do we find you?
You can find me on Nerdigans Inc. on YouTube, where we cover anime and manga every day. Also, you can find me on Patreon, where we're doing our anime content. We're wrapping up our fall coverage. We already wrapped up Boku no Hero Academia final season, Sanda, Digimon, the first part of Digimon, because the second part starts next year. What's the other one? Gachiakuta, we wrapped up. So like the only ones that we have left are Togen Anki, which ends this week, Spy Family, which ends this week, and One Punch Man season 3 that ends this week. I'm gonna go through winter seasons schedule, and I'll have a video up of which anime I'm gonna cover hopefully by the end of this week. In terms of bounding, I got so much I need to do. I have to do like all the Jump Festa articles, and now especially since Arana deleted that tweet, I know Spencer's probably going to really want me to do that article. Oh yeah, there is something that Sakura wanted me to send you, Cider. I'm so tired because I spent an all-nighter covering Jump Festa on Saturday, so I'm so exhausted. Hold on, let me send this
Don't blame you.
real quick. This is what Sakuramita wanted me to send you. But yeah, so we're going to be covering the Gachiakuta situation with Arana and deleting that tweet. I still can't believe she did that. That just blows my goddamn mind. But yeah, so we'll be covering Jump Festa. We'll be covering the Arana situation. We are going to be covering the 4Kidsing of Zombie Man specifically. Because as I said earlier, yeah, there's the female censorship, but like GC staff, that's just something GC staff does. I've come to accept that. It's something they do. So that could be a completely different article on its own. But anyways. But yeah, so we got that coming up. And are we going to do a Christmas stream?
At this point, I don't have any plans of being able to take care of that.
It's going to be on, because it's on, Christmas is on Thursday.
That's right. Yeah. So at this point, I don't think so. I think it's going to be people with everybody. And, we might do something on Friday then,
A day after Christmas?
Yeah, that might be a little easier to accomplish. That way nobody has to jump up or family's not coming to the door, that kind of thing. Nobody feels left out. So.
Yeah, that's fine. I might do it because I'm Jewish and my holiday finished like yesterday. I might do something on my channel. We'll see. What's going on. I might do
looking for something to do. Miss Nerdigans might have it for you.
Yeah, so we might do something.
Sakuramita, it's a symbiote goddess, I guess. Yep. I mean, if yeah, I can see where it can arrive at that.
But yeah, also Spencer, like, I might just need your help a little bit on figuring out like how we're gonna like cover like the Bleach and One Piece content specifically, because goddamn, there's so much as we saw. We saw there's a lot.
Mirror's High as well. I remember that one.
Yeah.
So. Oh well. But Miss Nerdigans is very tired and she's been through the ringer and she's done a lot for us. So we want to let her go and get some sleep. So, and anyway, guys, Merry Christmas and we'll see you after Christmas. Okay. Miss Nerdigans may go live or put up a video, but check it out. We'll see you out there. All right. Stay safe and good luck.